So good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy and proud to be here representing Brazilian Roundtable on Sustainable Livestock. We are also a proud member of GRSB since the beginning of its activities, so we are very happy to be here. Thank you. Before I start to talk about what is actually working, I would like to explain a little bit how does the GTPS really works. So we are working on three main areas of actions. So the first one is engagement for continuous improvement. The second one is to provide content about sustainable livestock in Brazil. And the third one is the communication, how to communicate our history and our good things. And focus on results and impacts. What are the results and impacts we are generating in engagement for continuous improvement? This area we are based on basically on our continuous improvement tools that are the guide of indicators for sustainable beef, for sustainable livestock, and the manual of practices for producers to put on practice what they need to do. So the guide of indicators is basically to show what to do, and the manual of practice how to do, how to implement. And the multiplier training is also another activities. Those are our results, our impacts that we got since the last and the actual year. So 2027 and 2018, we had a very important project for GTPS. It was supported by CFA initiative throughout the WWF, US and Brazil team. And they supported some important actions for disclosure, the guide of indicators and the sustainability principles and criteria for livestock in Brazil. We developed a web platform for the use of guide of indicators. We are also developing an app. I have never imagined how difficult it is. So congratulations for the organization of this event to have an app for the event, because it's really difficult to have a good app working. But the web version is already working, is already running very well. We have also some support materials to use as reference, so not only to show what to do, but also to show how to improve and what can be used as reference materials for principles and criteria of sustainability. We did some benchmark with other standards of sustainability in the world and even in Brazil. For engagement, we had very important results. We have around 8 projects using partially or fully our indicators on their systems. And on the web platform, nowadays we have 423 entries. So it is a small number. It is still a small number, but we are very proud of it because it takes so hard working to be done. And the dissemination part of the work was took the most of our time. This part for dissemination was very important to allow people to know what we are talking about, what are our principles and criteria, how to use this guide of indicators as a tool for my production systems. So we take a lift in other initiatives, other good initiatives in Brazil. And this one, the Livestock Rally, is a project that travels around Brazil. You can see the yellow line around so many different regions that are the most important regions for beef production in Brazil. And this trip, it's a rally, it's not a race, it's only a road trip. And this trip travels around 60,000 kilometers during 7 weeks. So it's a very long and very expensive initiative to collect information from the field and also to take information from the market to the producers. So it's a very important initiative, and we take a lift on this initiative. It is a company that is member of GTPS that promotes this rally, and it was a very good opportunity to take our message for a huge public of producers, relating the sustainability concept with the production and productivity concept, and it was very important. We are also working on a video series on YouTube to disseminate the concepts, to disseminate what we mean with principles and criteria. And to ensure that those principles and criteria will reach the field, especially the producers, we identified a strategy of training multipliers, training people to help us to deliver the message to the field. So we identified 3 main groups of professionals. The first one are the professionals that are working on our members, our companies, members of GTPS, and they are obviously our main multipliers of concepts. The second group is extensionists. So the extensionists are professionals that are on the field and reaching the most demanded producers, so who most need the technical assistance. And the third group, it was a good surprise for us and very good group to work with. There are students on universities and technical schools. And those people are is a very nice group to work with because they are still in process of construction. So they are building their ideas, they are building their concepts. So to work sustainability with them can be a very important key for future changes. So this group is very nice. We worked with 15 different institutions. We trained more than 300 technicians in 5 different constituencies of the GTPS and in different states too. So results and impacts that we are generating on contact and advocacy, this area is still on working, so we don't have so many things to deliver on that. We are still collecting information, we are still organizing some reliable and consistent content related to so many different topics that are interesting for everybody. So those that still demand some information, we are going to demand more studies, or maybe to do some workshops to discuss, to promote discussions related to those themes. So we have so many different topics here. I have only a few of those. And for this year, we choose 3 different topics to work with. There are the private commitments, the Brazilian land use and forest code, where we discuss deforestation and livestock production, and the payment for environmental services. So how to promote initiatives to value the forest, how to find out financials and economic mechanisms to value the forest. On the communication results, we are advancing fast on this area. We are working hard to align the members' communications, so we are working on a common mailing, so whatever GTPS publish, we can also share with our members, and they can share in their own networks. So some point is important because our audience is the same. So if my audience is looking at my posts, and suddenly they realize that other important companies that they are following are also posting the same information, it must be important, it must be something I need to be aware about. So it's a very interesting way of work. We are doing so many important partnerships with different communication vehicles, what means we are increasing our capacity of reaching different publics. So we have some partnerships with TV channels to reach some producers groups. We have some partnerships with magazines for technical and also for ordinary and urban people. So we can explore different speeches and reach different publics. Those are our numbers related to communication results. So we are getting more impact according to the years. The last year and this year we got a huge impact with communications in some social media. We had an expressive increase. I have a video here, but I will choose to not put it in here. And then after that, if I have time, I can show you. Because I want to explore what is not working and what we can learn from that. So what's not working, it's unfair to say that it's not working, but it's not enough. We need to leave pilot projects and reach the business as usual systems. So this is a very, very difficult challenge for us due to our scale. So any important pilot project, imagine with 200 producers, for example, is a huge pilot project. It doesn't mean anything for Brazilian production. So this is something that we need to overcome. This challenge is something that we are still trying to find out some solutions. And of course, if we want to reach more people, we need to have more robust and more stable systems. So the technology must help us. So we need to change our systems. And how is it impacting or not the producers? So the numbers we have from our platform nowadays is that 80% of the entries are producers there. So most of people that are using our platform of guide of indicators are producers. So we think we are reaching some of them. GIPS allows producers to see their own farm with world's eyes, and this is something we are also learning how to better explore. And some partnerships that we have done help producers to implement good practice, to implement some technologies due to facilitating access to credit or pool of buying products, whatever. What is maybe not reaching producers and what we need to get better? They are still resistant from criterias, and they don't have a very good comprehensions of criterias, market criterias, private criterias. So we need to better communicate this for producers. And the sustainability speech comprehension is something that we also need to work a little more, because they are still separating things like it must be productive, maybe not sustainable, or we need to put all on the same basket. So those are some challenges. And what lessons we have learned about producers' engagement? We need to aim for benefits in short, medium, and long term. We still need a carrot. We still need some benefits for them to engage to sustainability patterns of production, and we need to show them they are already doing most of the things they need to do, but they need to improve for their benefit and not for market benefit. So this is something that we need to better explain. And what does not work? What does work? Partnerships with companies that farmers know and rely on. So if they do know companies and they do know the professionals that are taking some news for them, it will be easier to reach them. So it will be easier to engage with them. So for inputs and service companies, it is a huge opportunity of work with, of partnerships. to take some good messages. So as our President says in the opening sessions, Brazil, from our point of view, can be an agro-environmental potency. So we can do sustainable development. GTPS is a representative and engaged group. We have ready and available tools for support sector improvement. Brazil has capacity of production and conservation both in large scale, and we need to explore this. We are doing public and private commitments with sustainable development. We are encouraging and engaging more partners for continuous cooperation. So we'll do this. We are going to do this in short term. Brazil is able to support the world in both future challenges, food safety and environmental conservation. So the challenge is to make it economically feasible on a continental scale. This is our challenge, and I invite you to follow us on the social media, follow our content, and thank you very much for your attention.